raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. The place at the beginning of rap, where you can't slack. If it's whack, send it back. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beef. Is that Boricua from the X? Israelite in the flesh that stay Hebrew fresh, showing love to the set. Real soldiers, wicked men is getting clapped. The rotten apples, where is that? Undercover sitting strapped. The YNs is wildin', they stealing Hellcats. Take it for a spin around the block and might give it back. Nothing to glorify, I'm just stating facts. If it was up to me, guarantee we'll stop all of that. Create the military mindset that's needed to keep from being defeated. Having Edomites pleading. We do the work in the streets, in and out of season. Crime rate decreasing, Israelites be the reason. It's hood love for real, I ain't going to jail. I got money to get, and it's the Lord I fear. Toast in the air, we making it happen the whole year. Matter of fact, every year around, the Hebrews is here. Yeah.
Track dash. Back on them. You heard?
Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble.
PX Pearl, you know what it is. Huh? I'm Terry Son.
Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beef.
Revelation 21:12 told me the kingdom's only built for the 12. We the main reasons why them niggas built the jails. And they know Leviathan is bigger than the well. That's the power of God. And speaking to Job, we get back triple what we lost, including the globe. I burn like the fire with Moses, including the stove. I hope they crown me in the kingdom, including a robe. Kind. He come to lead the deaf, dumb, and blind, and get us out that 2868 bind, and identify ourselves. So he gave away signs and told us that Jesus feasts the color of Acon. My father's Judah, but my mother is too. My wife's righteous, plus all the kids too. My beard's growing fringes with the strip of blue. Now it's time to get the word to my niggas too.
Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beef. Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beef. Yeah, Ephraim and Judah, you know what it is. Kum Yashala. Yeah, we out.
Shalom, can you hear me?
I hear you.
All praises, man. All praises again. Love the Sabbath, man.
Ain't never lied.
Yeah, man. Best day of the week, and we get at minimum 4 a month. So, hey, all praises, man. I ain't got to worry about nothing except doing the Most High's work and meditating on His laws and commandments. So, just starting by give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahweh by way of His Son Yahweh Shai, His brother Debat. Back with y'all, brothers, bringing y'all bringing out another lesson, man. So hopefully it's edifying, right? So my God, you can go ahead, King.
God, shalom, everybody. Happy Shabbat. We here again. You know, like the brother said, hey, man, it's nothing always for the Most High. And hope it is edifying. You know, I definitely want to go into what we see on a daily basis and related in the Bible, right? Because the name of the topic is called Oppression Makes a Wise Man Mad, right? So I'm going to pull up my screen real quick. I'm going to bring something out real quick, and I'm going to go over the cover of the sheet that we were looking at. So just give me a minute. Just bear with me. Let me see something. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, just bear with me. I'm going to pull this up and I want to talk about this, what we got going on here. All right, so let me see. I'm going to share my screen. Is it on stage, the bot?
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. All right, so oppression makes a wise man mad. And the reason why this topic is so important because our people is definitely lost in the trouble that we are in on a daily basis, right? So we think all these things that was going around us in our neighborhoods is all fun and games. Like we all think it's a joke, right? We never take nothing serious as Israelites, right? So I'm gonna even start with the photo with the young brother right here, right? So we know what he's doing. It shows that he's shooting a gun in the air, right? So we see that or hear that commonly in our neighborhoods, right? And you know he's not shooting for a warning, really. You know what I'm saying? It's really, hey, I'm about to rob you or I'm about to kill you, right? And while the midst of the crime is going on, you got people not taking it serious, brothers playing rolling dice, right? Just out there rolling dice, having fun, trying to make money, really robbing one another with their money. Don't really care the conditions of the other one's household. If they can break your pockets, they'll break your pockets. And if you want your money back, they'll fight you or try to kill you, right? So then you also got the women, the loud women ready to party, ready to hit the club, glorifying, right? The violence, right? They love the ratchetness, they love the loudness. This is part of our bad community, right? And then you got the fancy car back here, right? In the bad neighborhood, right? This car probably costs more than their own apartment that they pay a month or their house, right? Whatever they at, right? Because we like to show off and show glamorous things to the world to attract women like this, right? Then you got the crowd that's not doing anything, just partying, just sitting around doing nothing at the liquor store, right? You always got a liquor store in our neighborhoods. Then you got the background with the church, right? Because in our neighborhoods, you're going to have a church or a liquor store very close together. And you got the police, the yellow tape, right? Because there's a lot of crime that goes in our neighborhood. Then after the crime is over with, this is where we start marching, right? We always trying to find some way to march to find justice. And there's never no peace. And there's never no justice for us because of the fact that our people don't want to keep the commandments, right? When we don't keep commandments, we're not going to get justice and no peace, right? Give me Proverbs 29:18. First, let me give me Wisdom of Solomon 7:7. Not Wisdom of Solomon 7:7, but Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Okay.
I'm gonna exit out of the screen. Well, no, I'm gonna leave it on here for a second. Just bring that out.
All right. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, starting at verse number 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Surely, right? That's for sure. Oppression make a wise man mad. When you in this truth and you see this picture right there, that should piss you off. Because that's common in our neighborhood, right? This is called oppression, right? We look at this as like our people are lost. But on the daily, with people that don't have God's commandments, they look at it, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all good in the hood, right? And it says, and a gift destroyeth the heart, right? Hey, every time when Esau send his income tax money to you, which is really your money, you really think that he's doing something for you. He's giving you money that he took from you before, and not even all of it. You know what I'm saying? And we get so happy when tax season comes, and we have no way and know how to use it and spend it. We go right into foolish things and start buying foolish things, right? Because we don't think about the next day. We think about what's happening today, right? We're today people, which the Bible says, worry about today because you're not promised tomorrow. But we never think like that for the future. We think about the present time, and I gotta live for it, right? And we're not even living right, right? So give me Proverbs 29 and 18.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, starting at verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
When there's no vision, meaning when there's no leaders around, right? Because you got to have leaders to help bring out the vision, right? The people just perish away, right? People just start doing what they want to do. Go ahead.
But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Right. So he that keepeth the law, happy are we, right? Because we know that the laws is our safe haven. It's our guidance and our protection, right? It's everything to us, right? But the people like that, that's nothing, right? Who cares about the law? That's what they think, right? I am the law and I am above the law, right? But that's why our people get gunned down and go to jail, because they don't even obey the law that God has given them, or the law that the world has put upon them. You know what I'm saying? So God is the one that stated these things, right? God said, obey the land of the law of the land, right? We're supposed to obey that, right? Not in the wickedness of how they push the agendas of homosexuals and stuff like that, but you know, the law of the land that we're supposed to obey also, it helps us, keeps us out of trouble. That's why the Most High said it, so we can stay away from our enemies, right? All right, so now let's start at Genesis 12, 1 and 2 real quick. Let me exit the screen. Let's go to Genesis 12, 1 and 2. All right, we're going to go into Abraham, right? We're going to start from the beginning.
Okay, so it's the book of Genesis, chapter 12, starting at verse 1. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make thee of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
Right. So God made a promise to Abraham and said, get out of that wicked land that you at with your father. Remove from that land and come to a place where I'm going to lead you to, and I'm going to make you a great nation in that land, right? So let's say per se, right? We don't know what was going to be the purpose of going in that land. Let's say we didn't know that, right? We just go into this land, God telling Abraham to do something, but Abraham is moving by faith. You know what I'm saying? He's not even second guessing and say, well, I gotta leave my father, I gotta leave my family here just to go out here. He didn't second guess it. He walked on faith and believed that God had a true promise and blessing for him. So he relied on that. And by him being obedient to that, right, this will also leads into what we would have been doing if we've been a great nation. So let me get Leviticus 26, right? We're going to show you some things what God was going to bring to the Israelites as a great nation. What was the blessings, right? So let me get Leviticus 26, and we're going to start at
verse 3.
Start at verse 3.
Okay. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse number 3. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit.
Right. So this is all about your crops and farming. So the Most High said, if you kept my commandments and this land that I'm going to give you, you're going to have your own food, right? Not the food that we get from these grocery stores today, that we don't have no time to even look at them and know where they're coming from, right? We just buy them just because they have a label and say these are what the fruits or the vegetables are. And so we buy them, but not knowing the care, how it's been taken care of from the warehouse, from wherever the farmer is at, all the way to the grocery store. We have no idea what they've done with those things. But so God was giving us that land so we can take charge of those things, right? All right. So now we're going to jump down to verse 6.
All right, verse 6. And I will give you peace in the land.
Right. He's going to give us peace in the land where we ain't got to worry about shooting a gun in the mid-air, right? We ain't got to worry about our enemies flocking in our neighborhoods trying to steal what's ours, right? He said I was going to give you peace in that land, right? Continue.
And ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid.
Right. You should be having good rest of sleep. You shouldn't have you should be able to go in without worrying about somebody's going to break in your home. You should be able to come in your land without someone's trying to burn it down. You should be able to come in your land without you losing your house, losing your car, or having your animals stolen from you. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to come in your land and have peace among your brethren and your sisters. Go ahead.
And I will rid evil beasts out of the land. Neither shall the sword go through your land.
Right. And those evil beasts are talking about people, right? The other nations, right? These other nations that will come in and steal you and rob you and suck the life out of you. He would have got rid of these evil beasts. But not in this time. Not in this time, because our people love this. Right? We always make excuse and say it's the white man's fault. And we never take the accountability and say it's me who's destroying my own people. The white man could do whatever as much as he can do, but he can allow you to do anything that you don't want to do. So it starts with yourself. Yes, he set traps up for us, and we know that. We know Esau is good for that and the other nations, but it's for you to fall into the trap or move away from the trap. So therefore, it's your fault.
Okay.
Can't no one make you do anything that you don't want to do. And the real statement is, can't no one make you that angry, but only you. Can't no one make you that pissed to the point where you don't want to forgive. That's you, because you choose not to want to forgive. Right? Because there's always room for forgiveness. Right? Continue.
And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword.
Right. You should be able to run your enemies, you know what I'm saying, out of your land, right? You see these other nations coming in our land, and they taking our community, and we ain't doing nothing about it. We ain't marching for that. I can tell you that. We ain't marching to say, get them out of our land, get them out of our neighborhood. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing what's so thing of that, right? Because we're afraid of our enemy.
Hey, they marching against us to keep them.
Right, absolutely.
They want to bring them into the kingdom.
God, give them a good pass, man. Because you got to think, man, we so oppressed that everybody get a pass from other nations. Everybody can be forgiven from the other nations. But with us, it's no forgiveness. It's grudges on top of grudges. And a lot of times we semi-forgive. And what I mean by that, we may forgive partial of a situation, but we still can't let something go. Right? Because you got sometimes when men are beefing or whatever, it can be like, man, my man owe me some money. I'll let it ride. But I'm pissed because it's the principle. Like, what? I thought you let it ride. But it's the principle of the whole thing. That's oppression, man. That's the mindset that we have to war against one another, right? But the Most High said if we kept his commandments, he said he shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. Right? They should be falling off, dying, getting all these sicknesses in their neighborhoods. They should be eating the bad foods while we're eating the most important food that was supposed to be good for our bodies, instead of us going to the hospital over and over because we're not eating correctly. And we want to eat pork because that's what we normally do on these so-called holidays that they bring to us. Right? That's why we were falling by the sword. Right? Give me verse 8.
And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
Right. We ain't have to have a big crowd just to move out 10,000 people out the way. God only can use a few to knock 10,000 out the way. Because you know why? It's the Most High fighting our battles.
Okay.
He always fought our battles. Even still to this day, by us waking up in this truth, he's still fighting our battles because the world is against us. They're against the teaching of what the Israelites what they teach.
Okay.
So we have to stand strong and know that our people that's oppressed, they're gonna hate what we say. Just point blank, period. But you got to stay faithful into this walk, right? Because if we keep the commandments, this is what God said he would do. So when we out there teaching, or however we doing it on YouTube or out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? It's the Most High using his words in your mouth to get the message across. It's never you, it's him, right? So now let me get Genesis 15, right? We're going to go to Genesis 15, give me verses 12 through 14, right? So now we're about to go into what Abraham's dream was, right?
All right, Con. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, starting at verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Uh-huh.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance.
So when God told Abraham that he promised him to make a great nation out of him and give him the land, he said before they even go to that land, they're going to be foreigners in the land. And what that means is they're going to be people that's not the same people in that land, that doesn't recognize of the same bloodline. So these are called strangers, right? So we became a strange nation in that land in Egypt, right? So God gave him a warning way before he just buttered him up, said, hey, I'm going to make your nation so great that they're going to have a ball, they're going to live life. But he also told him the bad side. He had to give him the bad side, being real with Abraham. Like, hey, your people go into slavery for 400 years, right? So Abraham wouldn't have to be looked back like, man, I thought you said my people was never going to go through anything. Because God is always going to be truthful to anything, right? He's going to be truthful to everything, I shall say, right? He's going to be truthful to everything that comes out of his mouth. There's no lie in the Father's mouth. So he just gave him a pre-warning like, hey, I'm still going to make them a great nation, but they're going to go through slavery. In order for me to make them a great nation, I have to do my miracles around them to show them that I am their Lord, right? So what I want to do, I'm going to show a couple videos, right, to show what could Abraham see in his dream, right? In that dream, we know at the time he's talking about in Egypt, right? This is when he was in Egypt. But this is what I want to get into. Get into the point what we can visualize what Abraham might be able to see. So I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to start this I want to start it at least this. I'm going to start it at 2:37. I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to put it on the screen. All right. Share the video. All right.
Look at his eyes.
Pop up shortly. Hold on. Don't start it yet. No, I said don't start it.
Oh, come on. All right, hold on.
Now, here's a likely look.
All right. Con, you can go ahead. Start.
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. There we go.
Eyes. He's not even close to being broken.
This movie is called Roots, right? So I know a lot of us seen that back in the days, but we're just showing you that how the Bible has always been real with us, right? So let's go ahead and play it.
Now, here's a likely looking hand, a prime young buck, just picked from the trees. Bright as a monkey. Good bones, sinew. Wanted free of defect. Good teeth, good for Carolina rice. Virginia tobacco, Maryland corn. Pull like an ox and carry like a mule. Step up, see for yourself, gentlemen. He's free of thieves, piles, fresh box. Young, biddable, Fine animal, gentlemen.
Right. So these wicked Edomites, what they'll do, they want to make sure your mouth, your teeth is all there. You know what I'm saying? It just shows that you're well taken care of. Right. That's what they definitely was checking the teeth and everything for, making sure that you took care of everything in your mouth. Right. So they want to make sure they got a right kind of slave. Right. Go ahead. It's just the same thing like how they do a dog. When you get a dog and you know, a lot of times if the dog is you know, really being bought from the shelter, you know, you want to make sure the dog has all his teeth. So they using this like how they would check an animal mouth, right? So they looked at us as animals, right?
Hey, this, before you started back, this is literally the NFL Combine. Right?
Hey, I got that coming up, bro. I got that coming up.
So
God,
all
God.
right, go ahead.
But no, but speak on it though.
No,
Speak
go
on
ahead. You good. You good. We good. Go ahead.
it. God.
I'm going to start the bidding at 150. There's no need to waste time. He's the pick of the herd, gentlemen. You won't find his.
See, talking about he's 150, right? Maybe even $1.50. Who knows? Right? That just shows you how much they looked at us that we were nothing to them, right? Just because we didn't want to keep the commandments. Right? Let me continue.
And is like in these degenerate days. Who'll give me 150? I hear the 150, 150. All right. 125. Gentlemen, I sold a buck, half of this, for 200 guineas a fortnight ago in Baltimore.
Listen to that. He sold a buck, half of that, right? Because they look at us like animals, right? Go ahead.
125, 125, one way, I'll go 130. Hey, I'll go 125, I want to go 30. 130. 130, you'll give me 135, 135, 130, 135.
Stop it right there, right? These people are wicked, right? And no, I want you definitely, if you got something about the NFL, because I'm gonna definitely show it. So you just expound on it, brother. Just go ahead, right? Because we can always bring it back up.
No, just we can keep on rolling. I can expound once we get to it.
All right. So let me stop sharing this one right here. All right, let me exit this one out. Right. So that was. Oh, hold on. I didn't mean to do that. So, oh, hold on. My bad. I hit the wrong thing. All right. So going into that, right? I've used that as a way that, you know, Abraham had to see certain things that his people were going to be sold off, being oppressed, right? I got one more other video I want to show you before we get to where I want to get to. I'm going to go here, another dream that Abraham could have seen, right? So let me pull this up real quick, right? Because these things are true that what we deal with. And this is our history. This is definitely our history. So when we ignore these things, right, this is because we allow their money to make us feel like this was the past and now this is now and we're taking good care of you. So let me share this with you. I can pull this on here, man. I keep hitting the wrong button, bro. My bad.
No, you good.
All right, I'm gonna share that. Let me know when you're ready to play it.
All right.
Go ahead.
One more second. Wait for it to pop up. All right, you good.
There's menacing scowl watched over all of you. Every moment, glance, and breath you took. You could be robbed of your clothes and paraded round town if the overseer said so. You could be beaten raw with leather or metal if the overseer demanded it. You could be branded with hot iron, a mark of shame as much as pain.
Right, so you can be branded, right? Where's that happening now in today's day? Today's day is when we go into sororities, right? They brand you. Coming from slavery, right? To make you a property of them. And then you also become a property of them of a Greek custom, right? Ain't nothing cool about branding nobody. Shoot, the Most High said we ain't supposed to leave no markings, no tattoos, or anything like that on our bodies, right? Because our body is a living temple where the Most High dwells at. He don't want nothing that's unclean entering the temple that he uses us to move through, right? Let me continue.
At the overseer's bidding, the antebellum era of the United States saw a country built, divided, and even go to war over the issue of slavery. Through coercion, humiliation, and racial supremacy, slavery would cost the first African Americans and their descendants today. Welcome to History on Fleek. Today we examine the punishments used on slaves of the antebellum.
Right, and see, the public humiliation is really to make an example, right? They try to push the point of letting them know that they are gods over us, and we should fear them. And what they would do to create the divide and conquer, they would take men of our own kind and punish us and use our people against us.
Mm-hmm.
So what that was doing is creating a hatred towards one another, right? They were creating a hatred towards one another. So therefore, now you see what's happening right now, right? When they divide and conquer us, hey, man, you not my people. I ain't grew up in the same house with you. I don't trust you. Why? Because master may tell you to whoop me and you gonna do it. Master told me you gonna rob me. So that's why I can't do business with you. Because this was all meant to destroy our minds and our spirits. And this is why we oppress, because we forget that they done this to us. We forget. And instead of we standing up and speaking what's right according to the laws of God, we become against the laws of God and hate the Bible and hate our people. Just as way they manipulated the Bible to us in slavery. All right, continue.
Hey, blow your screen up too.
Okay, got you. Is that good? Okay.
For slaves in the antebellum, public humiliation was pervasive. Punishments and humiliation were grimly intertwined. What could be a punishment for one individual could stand as a warning.
You see, there's always a brother with a whip. You don't really see too many Esau's in there with the whip. It's always the brother that's volunteered to use the whip. Right? Go ahead.
And threat to others. Furthermore, so often physical punishment would be delivered to reassert the racial supremacist order. It is frankly a fallacy to present slave punishment and humiliation as separate matters.
Esau, this is no new thing. Esau liked to hide behind his crime. He liked to put pawns in front of him while he sit back and watch and say his hands is clean.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, they did it. They did it in the movie Life. You know what I'm saying? Or at least they tried, even though that was like a comedy. But you know, they just reenacting literally what they did to our forefathers. But at least in that comedy, you know what I'm saying? Eddie Murphy was like, "Nah, you don't want to give me that gun because I'm gonna shoot you with it."
Right, right.
And he ended up getting punished. So,
God. Anything else you want to expound, or that was good?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, Con.
Slaves could be stripped naked and paraded through the streets following physical punishment. Debased.
And that was to humiliate you, right? And they want to show you that when they stripped you naked, walking around the street with whips, it was mostly to put you to shame and look at you as a master. He's the real one we should fear and not fear God, right? That's what he was trying to portray it, right? And that's what it was, just to humiliate us, right? Let me continue.
Facing the individual, but also as a latent threat to their fellow enslaved. Collars could be placed on slaves, a visible and loud act of debasement that, ironically, would not aid their all-important forced labor. Shackling of the hands and feet of male slaves was rife in the antebellum. Survivor accounts include instances of runaway slaves being captured and forced to wear a bell or pillory for a whole year. Public humiliation was part of the very design of the antebellum and slavery-funded society. For enslaved persons, it was inescapable. From the earliest days of the 13 British colonies, starting in 1526,
Commercial. Salakia. Let me let that get out of there.
Chattel slavery was practiced in what would become the United States of America. Slavery of Africans and African Americans would take hold in large from the 1600s until the end of the Civil War in 1865. Across this period, slavery was a legally sanctioned practice with enslaved persons considered property. When the United States Constitution was drafted in 1789, the term slavery was not used, but the 3/5 Compromise provided slave owners with excessive political power, enlarging powers in many Southern legislatures.
I'm going to stop it right there because I mean, we get the picture, right? I want you to know when they said that they were 3/5 of the people, right? That's what that meant. Like they wasn't really human, right? They looked at us as animals. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they called it the 3/5. And then when you see when they had the bells, right? They had the bells around their neck. It was to jingle when they took off running or moving. They can hear them, right? So they already had a conscious sake to destroy us, right? Let me pause that real quick. So let me get back to the next situation, right? So that's what I believe that you have to understand the idea of Abraham's dream, right? This is what we're seeing in reality now. Back then, let's take it back. That's our vision also, because we don't remember we were living in that time. But we see now totally different that the all stakes is the same. It's just that we don't have chains, bells, and they're not whipping on our back. But they're spiritually destroying us. So it's nothing new what they've been doing. Right? So
Hey, grab numbers for me. Numbers 12.
I got you. What verse?
I think it's verse 6. Let me see. Let me get there.
Okay.
Yeah, number 6.
All right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 12 and verse 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream.
All right. So, like he said, we see these things now too, right? It could be something that's before our very eyes, something that we see on TV, right? Something that the Most High put in our minds. Like we just get to staring off in space, you know what I'm saying? But you visualizing something, right? And you sleep, right? And a lot of us then had dreams of what we may thought of it being, the end of the world or judgment day. We had these kind of dreams. Now, like Sirach says, we not supposed to regard them per se, but you pay attention to it. Right? Pay attention to them dreams, right? Because they definitely mean something. But the reason why Sirach said what he says is so you just don't go chasing after and seeking after what you've seen in your dream, because that'll lead you to go off. Now you thinking you Joseph, right, or Daniel, and you can interpret something. Like, nah, you can't interpret everything. You don't know why, it's gonna happen the way that it's gonna happen, right? And just real quick, for instance, he's gonna give us certain things. Like when we read in the book of Revelations, we see that John has certain dreams, and he's mentioning certain things. Why? Because those things don't exist in this time. He's seeing visions of the future, so he's using things that is in this time to best explain, right? And that's why when we have, the dreams that we may have, things that we watch, it'll pop up in those dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one of the dreams I had, I'm not gonna go into the particulars, but I literally had the Simpsons literally in one of my particular dreams. Like I seen them in the sky before all hell started to break loose. Right. So it just goes to show you that hey, the Most High is dealing with you. If you having these dreams, it's even more solidification that the Most High is dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? So hey, keep going.
Well said. For sure, man. Because we so oppressed that we don't see these things right in front of our face. So we don't see that we are in today's modern day slave, right? We think that we cool because some of our people are making good money on the earth, right? So they kind of feel it passed them. They exempt from this thing, right? Right. So let me also show you another vision, right? That he gave to Jeremiah, right? Well, it's not even really a vision, it was prophesied this was going to happen. Give me Jeremiah 6. Give me Jeremiah 6, chapter 6 and verse 5, right?
Okay.
And that also, when you think about the video we just seen, this is kind of what Jeremiah is really speaking in. These are double prophecies, right? Jeremiah is speaking at the time for Babylon to come and get the people, and this is also this is modern day Babylon also. So this is what he was looking at, right? Well, he was told to tell the people.
All right. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 5. Arise and let us go by night, and let us destroy her palaces.
Right? And we're the palaces, right? Because we're the rulers of the earth, right? Continue.
For thus hath the Lord of hosts said, hew ye down trees, and cast a mount against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is wholly oppressed in the midst of her.
Right? The Most High said we are wholly oppressed, right? So when you say you're not oppressed, you don't understand what oppression is, because it should make you mad. Continue.
As a fountain casteth out her waters, so she casteth out her wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Violence and spoil is heard in her. Before me continually is grief and wounds.
Right. It's always grief and wounds. We always got our head down. We always sad about something. We always losing a loved one. We always robbing and stealing from one another. This is grief and wounds right here. Continue.
Be thou instructed, O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee.
Right. That's the most like what the Most High said, that he's gonna return to his place. Right. He's been giving us opportunity to come back to him, but we won't. But go ahead.
Lest I make thee desolate and a land not inhabited.
Hey, he warned you that he was going to do it if you didn't turn back to him. And he did. That's why you can't say God's word ain't true. He left us hanging out here to a people that really hate us. You seen the videos, what they did, man. That's showing you right there how he left us. You can't say, like, how can a God leave us hanging like that and let us go through slavery like that? When you read your Bible, he's telling you that he was going to do that. When you read Deuteronomy 28, he told you he was going to do that if we didn't keep the commandments. He just told you right here that he was going to do that, right? That's why we got to know this Bible is talking about us, because we are left hanging out here with our oppressors ruling over us. And when we know that, we should be feeling that oppression, because they're not letting up on us, right? Continue.
Be thou instructed, O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee. Lest I make thee desolate in a land not inhabited.
Right, because we don't even inhabit no land right now. We're spread it everywhere. Continue.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine.
Right, they're going to pick you out, weed you out, kill you off like a vine, like you picking your grapes and everything, right? You're picking all your grapes, and when you pick all your grapes, you're left with an empty vine. Or something left, nothing at all. Continue.
Turn back thy hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets.
Right, because you're the one supposed to be growing the vines, right? So we the ones supposed to be having these other nations in charge, right? Continue.
To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised.
Right, they hard-headed, they deaf, they don't want to listen, right? Go ahead.
And they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
Right. We tell our people that, hey, the Bible is not written from another nation. It's talking about us. Man, they have no delight of hearing it. We have to tell our people that we are enslaved still. They have no delight in hearing that. Right? They don't want to hear that. Continue.
Therefore, I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, and the age with him that is full of days.
Right. This is so, again, don't blame Esau and them that they did that. Blame yourself. The Most High warned you if you didn't come back to him, that's what he was going to do. So guess who's doing it, right? Blame Esau all day. But this is the Most High doing.
Okay.
You want to be mad? Then be mad at the Most High. because he's not letting up until 1/3 and the 144 wake up. This is not it.
Be mad at yourself.
Khan, absolutely, absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
that's all you're saying when you say be mad at the Most High.
Khan,
He's just doing what he told you he was gonna do.
absolutely.
He
Because you
keeping
don't
his
want to
word.
listen.
God, he keeping his word. We not keeping ours.
Khan, go ahead.
All right, verse 12. And their houses shall be turned unto others.
Right. That's why we don't own nothing, right? You know, you got the Fannie Mae programs, you know what I'm saying? You got all these other programs that has nothing to do with us that we have to go through them just to get houses. And guess what? If we don't pay it, the banks takes it right back.
Okay.
Right? So this is exactly what he said. Go ahead.
With their fields and wives together.
Right. They can also take your wife away from you too. Right? They can separate you with going through divorce and all that, etc. They can make you and your wife clash heads, man. You know what I'm saying? Make you not be a family again. Make you pay child support. Continue.
For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, said the Lord. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet, even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely.
Continue.
They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace.
That's all they say, right? Just when we say, like, hey, what about when we was enslaved? Oh, no. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to talk about that, man. We're working on being together right now. This is what the Bible's saying. Peace, peace. And there's never been no peace. Soon as we shake hands with peace, next day we hear it's a police gun shooting another innocent black man.
Okay.
And then guess what we doing? We out there marching again. And then they're going to say, peace, peace. We with you. We're going to march with you. We feel your pain. And it's all a gimmick. All right, continue.
Verse 15. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination?
Nah, they weren't ashamed when they committed abomination. Everything was cool. Just like now, when God is warning us to tell the people that he's going to destroy this place, hey, we weren't ashamed of that. We were all like, man, I'm gonna live life to the fullest, bro. You can't tell me nothing, dog. I'm gonna die anyway, and I'm gonna go to hell. I already know I'm going to hell, right? How people brag about going to hell like it's a cool thing. Like, man, this is gonna be where you can wear your Timbs at, where you can go ahead and wear your J's, man. You can hoop down there. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and roll your dice all day, and they don't care. That's what they think hell is. Hey, and not even knowing they in hell right now.
Hey, because that's what they doing right now. They doing everything you just named, right? Everything that's in that thumbnail, the picture that you was showing, right? With the dude holding the gun, you know what I'm saying? The dude sitting there shooting dice, you know what I'm saying? But let me keep going on this.
God.
Right? I'm going to start verse 15 over. It says, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed.
Not at all. Not even almost. Not at all. Go ahead.
Neither could they blush. Therefore, they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord.
When he visits you in the time of your deathbed, right? Mm-hmm. That's what he's talking about, right? So now we're going to go to Exodus chapter 1, right? We're going to go into the time where we went into slavery, right? Give me where it first started, because God told Abraham that he was going to bless him. Then he gave him a dream. But then this is the performance of the dream that Abraham seen when he was sleeping, right? So let's go to Exodus 1, start at verse 1. And we're going to read all the way to 14.
Okay. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1, starting at verse number 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Verse 2. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher, And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
All right, we're gonna precept that. Let's find out how they was gonna deal with them and deal wisely with them. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. Right, that's gonna show you how wisely they dealt with us. Right, even still to this moment, how they dealt wise with us. Right, so I'm on Psalms 83, and I want to start at verse 2.
Cons the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
You might ask, like, I ain't never heard our enemy in the streets making a tumult about us. They don't do that, man. They love us, man. They be minding their own business. They be in these hidden meetings which you don't know about, brother.
Mm-hmm.
They making all kind of loudness and tumults of how they're going to destroy us, right? That been happening back then. It's happening now, right?
Oh.
Every weapon that they're programming to do is really to destroy us.
Yeah.
That's all it is. The weapon is formed against us, but guess what? The Bible says when we keep in the truth, there's no weapon formed against us. Right? Ain't nothing that they devices can do destroy us as long as we keep the commandments. Continue.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
That's what they were. That's exactly what the Pharaoh was doing a crafty counsel. He didn't tell the Israelites what he was trying to do. Said, man, look at these mighty people, man. It's a lot of them, man. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to separate y'all. He didn't say that. He said amongst his men, right? He had a secret meeting about the Israelites, that it was so many of us and so great of us that he had to deal with us wisely of, man, like, hey, we have to find a way to break their necks and obey and give in to our ways and follow us. And then we make good with them, pay them a little bit of good money, you know what I'm saying? Make them feel like they're a part of something so they can go to war with us when it's time to go to war. That's all it was doing, right? Because this is oppression. Not even realize the enemy was starting to build oppression against God's people. And you seen down the line in the Bible where we didn't even look that it was oppressed. We wanted to go back to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Continue, bro.
Hey, and that's exactly what they do today. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture in Ecclesiastes say that the gift destroyed the heart. Because what do they do to the veterans, right? If they complete whatever their term is, let's just say 8 years, 12 years, they complete that, they come home with benefits, right? They definitely still treat them like trash, you know what I'm saying? But they still give them something. Then they give them discounts everywhere. Almost any restaurant you go to, almost any phone company that you deal with, they always give you these quote unquote military discounts. That's the gift that destroys the heart. Because when you come back from war, the society is completely changed. Now, what they give, it don't match what your bills is gonna be. Your health insurance, and you ain't got that top-notch health insurance. Because that's the only people that they care about. This is why I hate my wife definitely know I hate going to the doctor because I know all they're gonna do is feed me a bunch of garbage. Why? Because I ain't got that top-notch health insurance. You know what I'm saying? They never know what's wrong with us. Right? But they can heal Magic Johnson. Look how long he been living with what he got. Why? Because he got money. He got that top-notch health insurance. They know exactly what's wrong with him. They know exactly what to do.
Right.
They know
Absolutely.
exactly how to preserve his life. But with us, go to in the inner city, go to that. Hey, we don't know what's wrong with you. So, hey, take this medicine. And then it jack you up some more. All right, well, take this one with it. All right, well, take this one to help the first medicine that I gave you. Like, come on, bro.
And each medicine is destroying one part of the body, but supposed to take care of the other portion.
Nah. Wicked, man.
Wicked. Can't trust your enemy with our medicine that we supposed to be knowing about. We supposed to be knowing this, right? But this shows you how the Most High whooped on us, man. We rely on them to tell us about our health. Crazy. Man, go ahead, read. Go back to no, go ahead, finish that off. Go ahead.
All right. This is Psalms 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right. We are the hidden ones, right? We don't never know what's going on. And you know why you're the hidden ones? It's because they put you on the face of a computer screen or a TV screen to distract you with foolishness on the internet and on TV. That's why you're hidden and knowing what anything is going on. That's the crafty counsel. But they can make laptops and computers and TVs and phones so you can be distracted out of it. And you think that's a gift. I got me a cell phone. I got the new iPhone 16, the new Galaxy phone. It takes great pictures and it surfs really quick, right? They made the internet go fast so you can get to there real quick. So they can, about as fast as you can get to the point before you start thinking about something important, that thing on the internet will come on so quick so you can forget what's important.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. And let me finish. And they also gave us crafty counsels by giving us Christianity, right? Christianity is a crafty counsel, right? Let me see some. I think I put it up here, right? Let me see if I put it up here. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did. I want to show you that this was made up, right? Let me share my screen with that. You can pull that up real quick, brother. I just went into just the Google thing, and we'll read it from here, where it says, yes, Christianity was presented and adopted by... Oh, it didn't pull up yet?
Yeah, you good now.
Okay, Khan. It says, yes, Christianity was presented and adopted by slaves, often on their own terms, but also sometimes used to justify enslavement, right? Because what that means, they know how to do the Ephesians 6 type thing, right? They'll justify, say, slaves obey your masters, right? They would justify, say, it's written in the Bible, so that's what we're supposed to do. With a lack of understanding what that means, right? Really, what that's going into, what Paul was talking to the people of Ephesians, you always had leaders. Israel always had leaders over us. There was no such thing of one man walking by himself without a leader there. We always had someone to answer to. Christ even got someone to answer to. So we're mocking what the Father and the Son does because we all always had leaders over us. That's why we need each other, right? So we understand that when it said servants obey your masters, it's talking about your leaders, right? Just like whatever God put you in position in the camp, you are in charge of the flock. You a leader, right? So you got to have your congregation respect that. You got to respect you, because the Most High also will strike the congregation of those who in it that disrespect the leaders. You have to definitely have your respect to the elders and the leaders in there. But since we don't know that, that's why we walk around waving around, believing what we want to believe, because we don't need nobody. Nobody can tell me nothing. I know better. You judging me, so who do you think you are to judge me? Right? Because we lack sense of humor. We lack sense of confidence. We lack knowledge. Right? While enslaved holders sometimes use religious texts to argue for their right to enslave others. Right? That's what they did in slavery, right? That's what the oppressors did. They manipulated the Bible to us, right? The slaves themselves found solace and meaning in the faith, which often evolved into a blend of Christian and African spiritual traditions, right? That's what they did, right? So understand that this is why our people are destroyed, believing that this is a white man's book, because they manipulated the Bible. But really, when you take the manipulation out and pick up the knowledge and understanding, now you know what it means. So let me stop sharing that. All right. I continue. That's the crafty counsel. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
That's it. That's all I want, right? That's all I want. I don't even want to go through the list of the other nations, right? We kind of understand these other nations that have oppressed us. Go back to Exodus 1 and start it back at 10 again. No, go to verse 11.
Comes the book of Exodus, chapter 1, starting at verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters
So you have people to ruling over you that from the other nations. Go ahead.
to afflict them with their burdens.
Right, that's happening right now. That's why you got to get up early in the morning to go ahead and be afflicted. This is why you should be happy we have a Sabbath, because this is the day we don't get afflicted. Right? Continue.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
Jump straight down to verse 13.
Verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
Right. And that's the same thing as today. The oppression that we have is very rigor. Everything, man. You can't see your kids when you want. They got to go to school and be oppressed. You got to go to work and be oppressed. And you pick them up oppressed. They coming home oppressed. You ain't got time to deal with them because the schoolwork they giving them at the school, you got to do the homework. Pretty much you're doing the homework.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the kids don't understand the kind of curriculum that they giving them. So the parents is doing the homework, and the parents got to make the dinner in them so they can eat, give them the baths, and go to bed and be oppressed all over again.
Okay.
And you saying that's not oppression?
Mm-hmm. You literally have maybe 30 minutes.
Come
So, we literally got to make our own time. You know, so you got to sacrifice time on the back end. You got to sacrifice sleep. In order to raise your children in this society, you got to have a lack of sleep, which is also the reason why we won't live long lives. Because you need rest. When you don't get rest, your immune system literally goes down. Every day you don't get no rest. Then you wind up getting sick. Now you got to miss time from work. Guess what? Now you're behind on bills. Right? So hell yes, oppression pisses us off.
God, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, real quick, give me First Maccabees 1, 11 through 14. Right? Because we got to understand that oppression, man. You like you said, you don't have time for anything. Only time you have with your children is like as soon as they get in the car, how was school? You got any homework? You know what we got to do. You get home, you got to do homework. And then they sleeping in the car. Yeah. And then after that, they got the book bags out and we doing homework. Oppression makes a wise man mad. Right? Give me First Maccabees chapter 1. Start at verse 11.
All right. It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days, when they're out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow." Right,
since we ain't been around them, man, they don't even recognize that they being oppressed by them. That's how you see how destroyed we are. We don't understand what blessings and curses is. We don't even look at we curse. You tell our people now today, like, man, we the people of the Bible that's cursed. I ain't cursed. Not me. I ain't cursed. Like, I swear I ain't cursed. You curse. I hear that all the time. We are cursed people, if you want to believe it or not. Go ahead.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so for it herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
All right. So now, like we brought about the NFL, right? So we're going to bring something up like what we seen earlier in the video, checking your teeth, checking all these things. I'm gonna bring something up about the NFL. Just bear with me real quick. I'm gonna give you the small one. First, let me give you the quick version of this one, what I want, and then I give you a different one. Let me do that. Let me give you the first one I wanted to give, what I was gonna bring out, and I got a second one I forgot to bring on here. So let me get this going. Let me present it. Share screen. Where's it at? Here we go. You see it on there, Debat? Or it ain't on there yet?
No, it ain't there yet.
Okay, it should be on there now. Okay, kind of.
It's time about 10 seconds. It should pop right up.
Just let me know.
All right, here we go.
Okay, kind of.
In selling process in the antebellum era, but the truth is that it's not even close. Let's compare them. In the NFL draft,
I want you to hear what this saying. This is where you're showing that another man believed that this is not slavery. But we already seen what the video showed what's like slavery, right? Let me continue the video.
young athletes are selected based on their skills and abilities, and they have the power to negotiate their contracts. In the antebellum era, enslaved people had no say in their fate. They were treated as property and were bought and sold like cattle. NFL players are free to leave their team if they're unhappy or if they receive a better offer. Enslaved
That's a
people
lie.
and were often forcibly separated from their families. The NFL draft may have its flaws, but it's nothing like the brutal and dehumanizing process of buying and selling enslaved people. Let's leave the comparisons to the past where they belong and focus on building a future where all people are treated with dignity and respect.
Bull crap. I don't want to listen to that no more.
Okay.
That's a bunch of lies.
And you know it's a lie, especially when they say you can leave when you want to. Well, let's just see. Look at what happened with Deshaun Watson. He wanted to leave. He left, right? Guess what they did? Hey, they sent a bunch of lawyers. They sent paid off a bunch of women, probably our sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And let them like, hey, say that he was misappropriated or misappropriated with you and a massage problem, right? He never got found guilty, but now guess what? He has to miss a whole year and a half of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got to pay lawyer fees, right? So the new contract that he really got is probably half of what he really was supposed to get. I mean, like, no, you cannot leave when you want to. You can't do nothing unless they tell you we're going to put this in your contract, which is only a select few players that had it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Look at it's another situation where the basketball people that watch basketball where Bradley Beal, the Phoenix Suns don't even want him, even though he's under contract with them. But guess what? He's one of those ones you can't just trade me anywhere unless I say yes.
He has that no trade clause.
Yeah, so it has to be in your contract. Otherwise, you got to do exactly what they say. Right now, do you have to play? No, but guess what? They're gonna be able to recoup some of that money from that contract. You know what I'm saying? So the dude that whoever made that little short video, he don't know what he talking about.
And you know it's Esau. Esau, you know, and if it ain't Esau, it's one of our people that hangs out with Esau because they were blinded by foolery. Because he's so oppressed that he's blinded, thinking that oppression is a great thing to be in. You making all this money, why you mad? And you being ripped off.
Yep.
The owner making billions of dollars, you only making maybe about $1.2 million out of the billion he made.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Let me get another one. I'm gonna show you another video. This is exactly the one I want to go more in detail about the NFL. All right, this is with the Colin Kaepernick thing. I'm gonna hit the share.
Yeah, you gotta share your screen again. You could have just left it up there.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah, you can leave anytime, like when you could just leave it up there until you all the way done sharing.
Okay, kind.
You don't have to keep on adding it.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I don't be knowing on the other end.
It don't like once you stop moving, it's gonna move and go how you go. So you don't have to not
continue to do that.
Do it no more.
Let me know when you're ready.
You're ready.
All right, here we go. So we're going to look at this Colin Kaepernick thing. And one thing about Colin Kaepernick, hey, I appreciate what the movement he was trying to push. But understand this, it's very hypocritical at the same time, too. The brother dogs the NFL, but then he wants to go back into the NFL. I'm kind of confused. I mean,
He wanted to go back into captivity.
yeah.
Since we have left, let me read it again.
Read it again.
Let me read it again, man. So this is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. It says, "In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow." He like, I gotta go back.
Right. Money get low.
Master, let me back in.
Man. Oh man.
He's still trying.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm lost, man. I lost the words. We're gonna watch and see. He's on Inside Edition. They're talking about a while ago when he made this series. He made a documentary on Netflix. We're gonna watch some of this stuff, right? And we're gonna watch the whole thing because we're gonna talk about how we looked at that other video earlier about how they treated us in slavery, right? Auction blocks, right? We're gonna watch how he breaks this down, how they treat you in the NFL combine. Let's finish watching it.
His take a knee protests rocked the NFL, and now Colin Kaepernick's causing controversy with his new Netflix series in which he compares the way the NFL scouts for players to the slave trade. Here's Les Trent.
Colin Kaepernick is at the center of a new controversy over this scene from his new Netflix series, Colin in Black and White. Actors playing prospective NFL players who dramatically turn into slaves headed to the auction block. Yep, the former NFL player compares the league's draft process to the slave auction block.
The NFL scouting combine happens every February. Prospects for the NFL draft attend a week of skill and endurance tests. At one stage, all players are weighed and measured wearing only shorts.
Before they put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance. No boundary respected, no dignity left intact.
Look at this here. Come on, who wants this?
The scene cuts back and forth between slave owners and coaches. On Fox News, a former NFL player slammed Kaepernick.
It's always a coon. Look at guy. Hey, they set him up and put the flag in the back. The great American coon. Oh my gosh. Let's keep going.
Process of someone living their dream, going to the National Football League, comparing that to slavery, it's gone overboard.
See, man, a wise man will be mad at that. That's a foolish man right there. This ain't slavery. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. How's you comparing that to slavery? Man, this white man gave me so much money and I'm on the news now. You a fool, man. This is the mindset that people have.
Yeah, and he got that mindset because, hey, if y'all stop playing football, I don't have a job no more. I don't have nothing to talk about.
Right. Hey, Molly, I'm with you. I'm with you guys, man. This is despicable.
Yeah.
Brother, crazy, man. Let me keep going.
Film's co-creator Ava DuVernay appeared on CBS Mornings. Co-anchor Nate Burleson, a former NFL player, weighed in.
I remember going to pro days in the combine, sitting there with my shirt off and shorts, and them, seeing how big my hands were and how happy I was once I got on the scale. The difference is slavery was free labor. Now these young men and women who come from circumstances that might be harsh have a chance to reset financially.
No. He had it right at one point, and he finished it off with the
God. And when you when it boils all the way down, right, it's all free labor.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? It ain't nothing but a circular motion. You get that money, you giving it right back to them. Your house is where? On their land. Guess what? You got to have water in your house. Guess what? You got to have lights in your house. You got to have the stove, refrigerator. You got to have a phone. Ran by who? The same people that's giving it to you. So it's still all free labor. Because guess what they gave you back in slavery? They gave you a house, although it was a small one, right? Only thing is that over time, guess what? The Most High always alleviates the oppression.
Okay.
Right? He makes it somewhat livable.
Okay.
Right? So it's no difference. It's still all free labor.
Okay. You know, and great point. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to expound on anything else. You kind of pushed everything out, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's true. It's definitely true with that. Let me move on, man. Let me get Exodus chapter 2, 12 and 14, man. That's really good input with that.
You said
Exodus
2.
Yep, Exodus 2, verses 12 and 14. Right? This is showing you when you so oppressed, you don't even realize who got your back, right? Let's go ahead. Let's continue. Read 12 and 14.
All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 2, starting at verse 12. And he looked this way and that way.
Now let me make that clear. Start at 11 so we know who this is talking about.
All right. So verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew one of his brethren.
Right. See, now this again, brothers and sisters, those that don't know no better, it's a difference. He said he see a Hebrew and he see an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew one of his brethren, meaning that this was Moses' people, right? So let's see what he were doing. Go what he do? What he did. Go ahead.
And he looked this way and that way.
So he looked both ways, trying to see if anybody gonna see him what he about to do. Go ahead.
And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
So he had his back, man. You see my man beating on my man, and guess what he did? He stepped in and killed my man. Think about what's today's day, man. We see police brutality all the time, and we're afraid to even go to the police officer just to make him stop beating my man. What we do, we bring out the camera phones. We want to show that's the help we bring in, and all we're doing is trying to make money off of it. I'm going to post this on my Instagram to see if I can get a whole bunch of loves and likes. This is my chance. This is my come up to watch my own people get beat. Right? Moses didn't do that, man. He looked both ways like, I don't hope they don't see me because I'm about to kill him. So that's what Moses did. He did the right thing. Go ahead.
And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said unto him that did the wrong.
So they arguing together. So you got Israel arguing over each other, whatever reasons. But go ahead. Let's see what Let's see what they said about Moses.
Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Say that again.
Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
See, we hate each other so much that we don't even know what help look like. Like man, hey, now you gonna kill me too? Like, bro, he saved us. He saved your brother, right? If that was the same brother, it sounds like the same brother, right? Hey, he just saved your life from getting beat, and now you against him because you love your oppressor so much. Oppression makes a wise man mad, man.
And it's the same thing with domestic violence situations. It's hard to even help a sister. You know what I'm saying? That like if a man hitting on a sister, because you try to go help and you butt in, and they both turn on you and kill you. You know what I'm saying? You get the dude off the sister, and next thing you know, she helping him fight you.
Right? You're supposed to beat me. This is crazy, man.
People hey, I don't understand it.
And man, it's been in situations where you got women go with these crazy men beat on them, you help them, and they take them back. They take them back and say, I love them. Like, what? You was about to put him in jail, and then I helped you get him off of you, and then you bail him out of jail, and you bring him back home because he gassed you up with some words, and then you say you miss him. Now you love him. And then the dude that helped you, now he look like I shouldn't even help you.
Okay. And that's not to say, because again, we know that we under grace. That's not to say that nobody can change, but you got to give it time.
Okay.
It shouldn't be in an instant. Like if a woman is getting beat, hey, even if a brother is getting beat, somebody come and help you, right? it shouldn't be in a moment's time where you flip, right? You receive that help, you allow that brother, sister, whoever it may be, to go and get whatever help, counsel, whatever it is that they need. They got to receive it, right? By themselves, not with you. They have to receive it. They have to repent, right? It's a whole process. It should never be 10 seconds later, 2 days later.
God. Absolutely. Pressure makes a wise man, bro. That was it right there, man. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Finish it off.
Verse 14. And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? And tendest thou to kill me?
You won't kill me now? Shoot.
As thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
Right. He knew that, like, dang, it got around. So let me make sure, let me get up out of here, right? Moses trying to help his people, and that's how you show the much hate that we have with one another, that we don't even know what help really looks like when we helping a brother or sister out. Okay. We think that we're attacking them while we're helping them. That's how confused we are. Oppression makes a wise man mad. Simple. All right, give me Exodus 14, man. Give me 14 verses 10 to 12.
All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 14. You said verse 12, right?
You start at 10 through 12.
No, it's lucky. So verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord.
Right. So this is the time when we coming out of Egypt, and we are right over there, right by the water, right? You know what I'm saying? By the Red Sea. So right now they're seeing afar that the chariots is coming with the Egyptians coming to get them back, right? So they're crying out, and they seeing that the Egyptians is coming to march and coming to get them. And read verse 11.
And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt.
Listen how stupid it is, because there's no graves in Egypt. Go ahead.
Hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness?
That don't even make sense. If I was Moses, I'm like, what are you talking about? That don't even make sense, bro. Like, what you mean? There's no graves in Egypt, and we sent you out here to die in the wilderness. We made it this far. How come you don't have patience and believe what just happened? Like, you got to understand what just miraculously just happened. We walked out of there. They showed that we had power.
Okay.
That God was showing his power and be like, hey, they not holding us back no more. They're afraid of us. They pushing us out. Let's go. Now that oppression start kicking in.
Imagine walking through basically a sea of water that just divided up, and then still coming out and saying this.
Our people, bro.
They
continue, bro.
Boy, that oppression was, boy. I don't know. They might have had cocaine in Egypt, man.
They had that magic. the Egyptian magic. That's for sure. Go ahead.
It says, wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is it not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we might serve the Egyptians?
Go ahead.
For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
I beg to differ. I'd rather the Most High get me out of this place than to serve my oppressor. Like, I beg to differ. Like, I swear, man, like, don't get me wrong. I want to be here as long as I can with my family. That's the only thing that I think about being here. The family, friends, whatever. Other than that, I want to be with the Most High if that's his will. Okay. And that's all the way through the kingdom, not just be there and not do a good job. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a good job for the Most High. You know, I care about this walk, right? I care about making him smile on a daily, right? Rather if I don't know if he is or not. That's what I want to do. I want to please him, right? I'm done pleasing family members. I'm done pleasing friends or whatever. I'm here to please the Most High now. right? So I don't have no mindset that I want to stay on this earth to continue to play video games, to continue to go ahead and enjoy life. Don't get me wrong. God has, like you said earlier, He's lightened up the oppression for us that we can enjoy some of these things. But the real enjoyment that we're dealing with is when we're waking up and coming together on feast days and camaraderie. That's the enjoyment of it. In the midst of this captivity. Right? That's the enjoyment. It ain't about going to this basketball game, football game, this boxing match, watching all the good cars that they built up and they want to do a car shows. That's not life. I mean, it's good to look at for a temporary time, but it gets boring. Right? That's oppression, man. Oppression keeps you excited for so long that you forget that you start acting like the other nations, especially when it comes to sports. Us people, man, we don't know how to have a decent conversation unless we got to talk about sports and women, because we're so oppressed that we don't even know how to say, man, I like your shoes, man. I like what you did with them. I appreciate how you wore that. Hey, sister, I like the way you cover yourself. I like how you dressed. I like how you treat your children. I like that you got a family. Like we don't know how to talk like that. Right? We got to talk about, man, I got this many girls. I got that many girls. I got that girl. I laid with her last night. I let my man get with her. And then she came back to me. I squared her off. Man, we say all kind of stupid stuff. Right? We running and we want to bet our rent money. You know what I'm saying? Our car note money on gambling on a game, man. Like I'm going to put I'm going to put my whole check. The Lions is going to win this game. You always get disappointed messing with the Lions or the Pistons. Hey, that's oppression, man.
Hey, grab Jonah for me.
I got you.
Jonah chapter 4. And you're right, man. It's definitely I'm 100% there with you. And that's why even from the lesson last week, right? Even though I didn't go into this particular chapter, right? But just remember, this is everything that's coming out even now. You best believe Jonah seen it. Right? And Jonah echoed these same statements, right? So chapter 4, and then start at verse 1.
This is the book of Jonah, chapter 4 and verse 1. But it displeased Jonah exceedingly.
Pissed him the hell off. Jonah was like, even after he got done, right? Even after the people said, hey, we gonna repent, we gonna serve the Lord, right? Go ahead.
And he was very angry. And he prayed unto the Lord and said, I pray thee, O Lord, was not this my saying when I was yet in my country? Therefore I fled before unto Tarshish.
Hey, I said the same thing before I came here. Right? I'm sick of this. Hey, I'm sick of these people. Right? Go ahead.
For I knew that thou art a gracious God and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repentest thee of the evil.
Right. So this is the reason why I came, because I know that you're going to save us and get us up out of this place. Right. But even though I know that, go ahead, verse 3.
Therefore now, O Lord, take, I beseech thee, my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live.
Right. I don't even want to. When you destroy this place, I don't even want to see it. Hey, take me away. Right? This is Jonah's prayer.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's sick of the captivity. Right? Go ahead.
Then said the Lord, dost thou well to be angry? So Jonah went out of the city and sat on the east side of the city, and there made him a booth, and sat under it in the shadow till he might see what would become of the city.
Go ahead.
And the Lord prepared a gourd and made it become up over Jonah, that it might be a shadow over his head to deliver him from his grief. So Jonah was exceeding glad of the gourd.
I see that. He was very pleased. Hey, the Most High listened to my prayers, right? Hey, I'm getting ready to get up out this place. up out of this hell. I don't want to be in it no more.
God.
Right? And it's the same. Hey, Passover is always a great time. You know what I'm saying? Seeing all y'all brothers, sisters, right? Hey, I hope we don't see another one. I hope, hey, now that Trump and my mans, they arguing with one another, they fighting each other.
God.
Yeah, but hey, I hope we don't see another Passover. You know what I'm saying? And that's only for the good and for the Lord's will to be done. Right? If it's the Lord's will, hey, we definitely gonna have us another good time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to Passover, Tabernacles, and whatever other feast day.
God.
But that's it. You ain't got to read no more.
God, well said. Well said. God. All right. You know what? Let's give me back to the complaining. Let's go back to First Maccabees. Get 41 and 43 this time.
All
right. This is going on the complaining. Exactly. They were still complaining about they wanted to go right back to Egypt, right? They wanted to go back to our oppressor, man. You know, that's what we always do, right? When we mess around, we start making good decisions of saying, like, I'm gonna leave my job and I'm gonna do my own thing so I can be around my family. That's the same thing we say, like, man, I should have never quit that job, man. I need to go back. You know what I'm saying? And the time you had building with your own business, you got more time with your family. But when you were working for them, they took you away from your family. So the only thing now, you love money more than you love your family. You know what I'm saying? But if you be patient and have faith in the Most High, He's gonna help you get through the rough time. Especially as long as you're keeping the truth. All right, give me First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41 and 43.
That's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws, so that all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
Right? So that's what they did, right? They went right back and just wanted to go ahead and be a part of something, right? That's what we always want to do. We want to be a part of any system that they have, right? So, hey, give me Proverbs 16 and 25.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse number 25. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man.
There's a way, like, right, whatever we doing, man, it seems so right? It just seems like it's okay to go do what I want to do and feel like I'm free, right? It's a right thing in our own mind, right? Go ahead.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right, read that one more time.
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man.
Right, you know what they also say what seemeth right to a man? That this Bible is not our book. Right? They say this is nothing where we can find evidence. This is talking about us. Right? Go ahead.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right. And until when you continue to reject this, it's going to be death for you. Until you realize that Esau is your enemy, you will start having life when you realize that. You start understanding, like, these nations has nothing good for me here. Right? They separated me from my people. They don't like to talk about the atrocities what they done to us. They want to also mix and match and say about the Holocaust. They want to say all these things, man. But they will push the Holocaust so hard. But when we say back in 1920, man, we were being whipped, picking cotton, they're like, I don't want to hear that. The Holocaust. Hitler. They want to do that, man. That's what they do. But then, and guess what we do? We sit back and cry.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Hitler, man. All praises.
Man, we sit around when they say that, when they talk about the Holocaust, man, we gotta cross our legs and listen. Yeah, just tell me about the Holocaust. And they'll tell the whole story. But then we're like, well, can I speak? Yeah, sure. Whatever you do, I don't want to hear about slavery. We are free right now, right?
Moving the Bible.
Right.
I want to hear what you got to say.
Right. God loves everybody, right? Do you agree? Yeah, we always taking the covenant with them. We always want to agree, right? Because there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are ways of death, right? Because in the lies we keep holding on and believing is going to put you to death. It's something we got to wake up and learn the truth some way and somehow, right? So that's exactly what that is, right? Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 16. We already know. Start at verse 15 and give me 16. I forgot to do it. You told me to do. I got to do it again. I'm gonna pull up some on here on the screen. And we're gonna just show what it looked like in Detroit in some areas and one block. I'm making a real short video with this.
You literally got blocks where there ain't no houses on the street.
Right, absolutely. Hey,
guess what? They'll charge us an arm and a leg to try and buy that land.
Absolutely.
Crazy, man.
All right, man. Let me go ahead in here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, you good.
All right. Hey, read that script. Just read Deuteronomy 28 while this is on the screen. 28, 15, and 16.
Your screen, you blew up the screen too?
Hold on, let me see. What's the lock here? Is it better? It's a short screen anyway.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Curse shall
Start at
thou
verse
be.
15. Start at verse 15 and 16.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field.
I ain't even gonna say now. I'm gonna just let the video play. Let's see what curses in the city, right? Y'all just brainstorm and think, is this a urban community or is this a suburb community? And who you may think who live in that community. I'm gonna hit play. All right. Go ahead. That's all I got. I just wanted to show that quick video. The Bible says, "Cursed thou shalt be in the city." Hey, if you want to believe it or not, it's people probably in those houses. Real talk, trapping. These are trap houses, right? We don't let nothing drop. Hey, if the house is on fire, we're looking at that. That's a spot we can go into and hide our drugs. This is what I'm talking about. That's what we think. We'll turn something oppressed and make it like it's all built as a mansion. Brothers out there probably stealing electrical lines and get the electricity going.
Yeah, they steal all the copper, right?
Exactly.
They steal everything out of there.
Yeah, this is a gold mine for our people, man. Instead of we trying to invest in it and buy into it and build it back up, we're gonna tear it down.
Yeah, the first thing that goes, like people pay attention. Soon as you move, right? Let's just say you grabbed almost everything. You gotta go back. I guarantee you, you leave that mud for 24 hours, you come back, that hot water tank gone.
Absolutely.
They wait for you to leave just to take the hot water tank.
Hey, and we so quick with it, bro. You got to understand, man, when I was doing property at one period of time, and this didn't happen to me, but I talked to another investor. The brother told us, he was like, hey, make sure you have somebody watching your property. Because like you said, they'll take the hot water tank. The biggest thing that they also would take, what you don't think they'll take, is the bathroom tub. They take the tub. You thinking like, how did you get this tub out of here that quick? It's no lie, bro. Any investor, they know what I'm talking about.
They take a tub just to be dirty.
Man, bro, this is nice. This is what I'm telling you. Oppressed people think like that house is dope. I know what I could do with that house. You know, I could live in this mud for a while, man. Shoot, steal me some electricity and give me some heat in there, man. Hey, we gonna steal somebody else's house and go and get a stove in here so we can start cooking up our crack, man. We can make a business out of this, right? This is what we do. This is a oppressed mindset, right? cursing the city. So we know that the Bible is talking about us, man. Right? It's just that simple.
Them to be the houses where you see a cord come running from across the street.
Yep. And they be on the fence line.
Yeah.
They be right on the fence line. Where are people so wise to do evil, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, give me also give me with that, give me Deuteronomy 28. Let's give me verse 37.
All right, so verse number 37.
All right, so let me see if while you doing that, I'm going to find that video I want to pull up. It's a video I want to pull up and I want to show. And if let me see. That's not it. Is it this? It's not that. So I gotta go into my YouTube and get it. Go ahead. You go ahead. I can get it though. While you read.
All right.
It's
no issue. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt become an astonishment,
Mm-hmm.
proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So we're gonna even look at a video about that. We're gonna look at a video about that. Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing, the bug. I keep cutting it off. Let me put it back on there again, man. I don't know. Maybe that was supposed to happen like that. All right, let me share it again. So we're gonna understand what like I said, Deuteronomy 28. And let me get over there, verse 37. I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna also play it, right? Just tell me when you got it on there, when it's ready to go.
It's up.
Okay, so Deuteronomy 28, verse 37 says, and thou shalt become a proverb and an astonishment of Salakia, become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations what the Lord shall lead thee. Right? So we're gonna find out what is this byword, right? So this is gonna hit play right here. So this is another short video of the slave movie.
What the hell? Quite a beauty. Shall we name her child?
Let's name her Julia.
She named her Julie. That is called a byword. So you no longer have a name. Whatever name you were given from birth, you no longer have that. So now, since you become a property of the other nations, now you become Julie. Right? Because of the fact they own the rights of you now. Because your ancestors refused to keep the commandments. So therefore, the Most High said he was going to do that. And now no longer you are an Israelite. No longer that you are a Hebrew that comes from the Most High. Now you become a Gentile just like them. Because now they own you. Right? Let's continue.
You hear that?
And you got a little girl has power over you. She asked the little girl to ask what we should call her, and she said Julie. And the woman said, "Did you hear that? Like, hey, that's your new name because that's what my daughter said."
Hey, Con, hey, real quick, let's go to Genesis real quick.
Con, what you got? Genesis what?
Go to Salakia. I want chapter 2. And go to verse start at verse 18.
All right. Genesis 2 and 18.
Okay.
All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, starting at verse 18. And the Lord God said, it was not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. And out of the ground, Salakia. And out of the ground, the Lord Yahweh formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see.
Brought them unto who?
Unto Adam.
Now he brought them unto the little Edomite girl that was on the screen.
Unto Adam.
Unto Adam, right? Our forefather. Go ahead.
To see what he will call them And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
No, it say and whatsoever little Becky called, right?
Right. And called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
Verse 20.
And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him.
Right. Now go to chapter 3, verse 20.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 20. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living.
Hey, he gave Adam the power to do that, right? Which means he also gave us as Israelites the power to do what? Call after our own names. This is why you have Israelites, you have them you have the Hebronites, which is also Israelites, right? They called them after their names. This right here lets you know that you curse. Simple as that. It was nobody back even during this time, right? Even like when we first got off them ships. Well, none of us named no dang on Mike. We ain't had none of that name. Right? Wasn't no Billy. Wasn't no John. Wasn't no none of that. Wasn't no Julia. So hey, it just lets you know. Hey, if you called any of these names, you curse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, well said. Was there anything else you want?
No, that was it.
Hey, real quick, give me a quick a way to go with this too. This just came to mind. Give me Daniel 1. I think it's verse 6 or 7, one of them. Let me get to it real quick. Give me Daniel 1, 6 and 7. Or if it ain't, it might be 8. Because this is when Daniel and them coming from with the Nebuchadnezzar thing, right? Then Babylon kept that Babylonian captivity.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Okay,
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 1, starting at verse 6. Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar.
So now again, you've been at the time. We know his name wasn't even Daniel at that time either. In Hebrew, whatever, I don't know his name what it was in Hebrew, but at that time, they changed it from his Hebrew name to Belteshazzar, right? Because that's what they did. Anytime we went into captivity, they changed the name. That's why you can't say this book ain't ours, man. Like this video right here that we're playing, about to finish playing, this just shows you exactly they changed our names. Continue.
Then and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Right. So you think about when a lot of times when you don't put the facts of how they change the names, and this is our people, we don't even know their regular name in the Bible. We didn't look at we just said Meshach and Abednego and Shadrach, right? We would say those. We knew those things, but we didn't know that their name was changed to that, right? Until you come in the spirit of understanding that, hey, they changed those names. That wasn't the God-given name that they were given, right? That's why verse 6 gave you the names that they had originally, and then when the eunuch came around in that time, changed their name to Belshazzar, Hananiah, Belshazzar, to Shadrach, and to Mishael, to Meshach, and to Azariah, to Abednego, right? They changed the names. All right, let me continue playing the video.
Welcome home, one and all. Now listen up, all of you. This here is a reformer plantation, commandeered by the 9th Infantry of the Confederate Army of the 13 states. Wherever you were before, whatever small freedoms you might have enjoyed.
So whatever the commandments you used to keep,
I'm here to tell you that's over.
That's over. Now you're going to do what I tell you. That's why we are oppressed right now, because everything that we're supposed to keep, we've forgotten about, because your master said that's over. Now you're going to be worshiping on Sunday. Now you're going to be praising the white, glorious Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tolerate any backtalk whatsoever from inferiors. On this plantation, you will only speak when given permission to do so. Absolutely no talking among yourselves.
Hey, that's why you have them at work. It's the same spirit. When you at work, you can't talk to your brother one-on-one. They mess around and get back to work. What you doing? What you guys talking about? You know what I'm saying? They the most rude people in the world, man. You can be talking to about a game about your brother, and then he come out of nowhere with a cigarette in his mouth and start talking to you like, yeah, man, just like he's supposed to fit in the circle. Like, man, what's wrong with you, dog? We're talking to you.
Yeah.
Because we don't go in a circle unless we coons.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same spirit.
Hey, and they literally, if you can talk, they tell you what you can and can't talk about.
Right.
You can't talk about religion. You can't talk about politics. Right? Let's talk about the weather. You can't talk about how much you get paid.
God, you can't say
know
nothing. They control the narrative. Man, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna let it keep going.
Unless one of the white folk on property gives you permission to.
I'm gonna keep that right there. I want to. Hey, give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I want that picture to come out of the Bible. I want that image to come out of the Bible.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses.
Well, if we are the first promise to God, then we can't be the servants right now on those horses, right? Let's see what it says.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
This is what we're looking at in this video. We see slaves on horses and kings and queens saying that you're not a king or a queen anymore. You are our property. You are Julia now. That's what they're saying. You got these slaves on horses, right? Because a horse was it was more signified a power when you were riding on it. It meant something, you know, that you had some type of authority, right? That's why they're on the back of the horses. Horses wasn't made for them to ride back on. It was our horses, donkeys, camels, all that. That was given to us for our way of transportation. Now you got them riding on it and acting like everything is good because they have the power. Let me continue.
To do so.
All right, that's it. That's it, right? All right, give me also Deuteronomy 28, 65 and 67.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
You will find no ease, right? They never give up, right? That's just why they have every year by year, they're making new devices to keep us distracted. You have no ease, right? You have every time you go to a job and they want to put more overtime on you. They want to make sure they switch up your hours. They want to make sure that you gain this and do that and separate from your family. You have no ease. Continue.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Right. That's why we always come home rubbing our feet. That's what the first thing you see what a woman do. She get off of work, she rubbing her feet, right? Because she been on her feet on her feet all day, right? Go ahead.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Right. That's why you're afraid to call off, right? Because you're afraid they're gonna fire you. Right? Go ahead.
And failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Oppression. Go ahead.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Right. You just feel like giving up every day, right? Can't push forward, just giving up and just accepting oppression. We don't have to accept oppression, y'all. When we wake up and understand that oppression is against us, we don't have to accept it anymore. When we accept God, that's when we find our hope that it's something bigger and better for us out there. We find out we got to keep the commandments, and we know that we got faith in Christ, that he's going to die, that he died for our sins, that we don't no longer have to oppress nobody anymore. Right now, we need to continue to oppress God with our words. Please, Lord, forgive me, help me. We need to oppress our words with the Most High, because the Bible says, give him no rest. He wants the oppression because he can handle it. We can't handle oppression. All right, go ahead.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night.
Right, got no confidence in yourself. That's why we lack confidence of ourselves, our beauty, the women. We lack confidence of marriages. We lack confidence of being success. We lack confidence. We think success is only money. That's what we got it all confused, right? That's partially good success, but having God and keeping the commandments and laws, that's the true success, right? That's what you can read that in Joshua 1:8, right? That's true success, right? We forgot our God, so we think money is our success. God is our success, brothers and sisters. That's our success. That's what he did for Egypt. That's what he did to us in Egypt to get us out, because he was our successor. And then Christ is going to do the same thing. Get us out of America because he's our successor. All right.
Can I grab something real quick?
Go ahead, bring it out.
Just to that point, we're going to flip right back. Proverbs 28. Is it 28? I think it's 28 and 22.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 22. He that hastens to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him.
See that? So if you think that that's all it is, right? If you think that success is just money, right? You hasten to get it. You hasten to be rich. You hasten to have the bag, right? And you don't even consider that poverty is going to come upon you. Some point, right? Whether you still have all that money and you have nobody to enjoy it with, or you either gonna lose it. One of the two. And in both ways you're gonna lose it. Because that's where those people turn into drug addicts. This is where you see our so-called celebrities, right? A lot of them is drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
They can't have that fame and literally keep a straight and narrow path. They're gonna be drug addicts. Why? Because they oppressed. Right. Let me flip back to Deuteronomy.
Well said.
All right, so this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 66, starting at the top. And Salakia, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would it God it were evening? And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning?
Can't wait for this day to get over with, right? Continue. That's it. Oh, yeah, 67. Was that?
Yeah, I got to read the rest.
Okay,
for the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
Right. You know what the sight of thy eyes thou shalt see of the fear? Watching police brutality. Watching your people get beat, and that could be your child. Watching your children not learning the laws, statutes, and commandments on the Sabbath day. They out there drinking and partying, and then they get into a car accident, and the little boy or the little girl got ejected out the car. That you got to see that, because you don't want to keep the commandments, right? You wish the day was over with. Wish this day never had came, right? Got your head low because you want to be disobedient. The reason why you fear so much and worry so much is because it's no truth in you. That's why you worry and you fear so much. If it's truth in you, you have belief in knowing that everything is in the hands of the Most High. That's where you got to go to. And don't get me wrong, we wrestle with it, but we don't hold on to it. We don't hold on to that fear, and we don't hold on to the sorrows, and we don't hold on to those worries. We understand that when we battling with that, this is when we on our knees of releasing that, right? And we're fasting on that, right? Because we are not creators of fear. We are not creatures of fear. We're none of that. We're dominant. God made us dominant. Animals supposed to fear us, not us running from the animals. You know what I'm saying? We the other nations shouldn't be want to pull up to us and say what any slick words they can say to us and get away with it, right? What do the saying Deuteronomy? I think it's Deuteronomy 23. Let no dog run his move his mouth, wag his tongue, or something like that.
Yeah,
right? They have no say so.
Exodus 11.
Okay, con. Mixing up the scriptures, but yeah, you got no room to say anything. You shut your mouth. You don't talk to God's people like that. But since you don't keep the commandments, guess what? You're not part of God's people. You become like a heathen.
Okay.
So quit saying that you are a child of God if you're not keeping no commandments. You a child of the Gentile.
That's right.
Man, hey, give me Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and 22, right? Let me see. I did it again, man. I got to get used to it, bro. I keep doing it. So just forgive me with that. But go ahead. No, I ain't got it on here. But just go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Our people are robbed and destroyed, right? You're robbed from knowledge. You're robbed from your homes. You were robbed from your land. You robbed from your name, right? We didn't never have last names, right? Some of the people don't even know that we didn't have last names. You know, Christ ain't got no last name. His name ain't Yahweh Shai Jenkins. He got no last name, right, man? It was just Yahweh Shai from the tribe of Judah, who's an Israelite. There's no second name. That's confusion. You got people today with two names, George Michaels. What? That don't even make sense, man. But we don't look at it as that's not normal. We look at that's a normal thing. Right? Continue.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes.
We snared in prisons, right? And a lot of times we snared in a dark hole in our own mind. We're an enemy against our own self and our own people. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And they are hid in prison houses.
That's what majority of our people, of a high rate of blacks, Hispanics, are the one that's filling up the prison cells through guns, drugs, and violence. That's all it is. It ain't really parking tickets. Because you know what? A brother that ain't paying tickets, man, he'll get away for a long time. But it's always the drug dealers, it's always the killers, and it's always the ones that's always getting into violence, right? That's what it is. That's who fill up the prison cells, and it's us. Because they set us up, and we fell into the banana peel, and put it in the tailpipe, and now we believe that this is the way we're supposed to live. So it's hard and cool to be a gangster, a OG, you know what I'm saying, a Crip, a Vice Lord. It's all that is all a GD. All that is cool and full of success. That's how we feel. Instead of saying that we're Israelite and we're the people of God. We the real true gang, man. Our gang means something because we knock off nations, right? The gang only knock off several people of their own kind. The Most High, when we become a gang, we knocking off the whole nation and taking the land.
God.
Man, continue.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth.
Khan, you are prey for the other nations, and no one's going to deliver you out their hand. Continue.
For a spoil, and none saith restore.
No one's going to say bring them back to their own land. No, we are a billion, gazillion, $1 trillion company of a people to them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Who among you will give ear to this? And who will hearken and hear for the time to come?
Ain't not our people. They don't believe that we oppress.
God.
Right? All right, give me Lamentations 4 and 17. I got a little video with that, right? We almost done with this, so.
Okay. That's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. What in the world? So I'll be okay. The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us.
Mm-hmm.
They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Mm-hmm.
Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Right. They wait for us, man. They watching every move we do. They watch everything. And when they do what they do, they just come in the mix and start joining in with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to follow along. They want to march with us. And ain't nobody hearing us, right? I'm going to pull this up real quick, right? I'm going to see if this works. Can you see my... I hope I did it right this time. Can you see it?
No, it ain't down there.
How about now?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna blow this up.
Yeah, y'all gotta be careful, man, because boy, who said that? Was that Catwood? I can't remember who said it. But they're sick of white woman on you.
Kai.
What, man?
What is it called? What priest called? Was it called the honey pot?
Kai.
Exactly what they do. and this is the group. I want y'all to pay attention. If you never heard of an Antifa group, you're gonna know today, right? Because this is what happens a lot of times when we're marching. They send out Antifa groups, and I'm gonna show you what they are. We're gonna read it exactly who they are. Reports claiming that Antifa groups are bringing bricks to protest have been debunked by fact checkers, and news organizations. Right. So understand what an Antifa group. An Antifa group is a group of people where they do go around and they just kind of look and see what's going on so they can be like, all right, another gun violence set up shop. So guess what? We're going to march with them so we can destroy their city. So what they'll do, they'll set up bricks in the neighborhood, in our neighborhood, and it'd be a pile of bricks on a pallet. And this is where we get to vandalize our community. That's why they're there. They're not there to go ahead and hope for peace for you. They're here to destroy your city and leave and go back to wherever they come from. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. I'm going to show you a video about the mystery piles of what these Antifa groups did. Right? So let me wait for this to go away, for this commercial. So, all right, so you can see it, right?
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure. All right, so I'm going to let it play right now. Let me start it back. Oops, hold on. Start it back again, pause it, and put the volume on. Yeah. Let me start it back over. Here we go.
One story that is continuing to alarm citizens around the country, the mysterious appearance. Get this, pile of bricks literally being stationed near the sites where these protests and riots ultimately become. They're staging it. Joining us now to report.
They staging it. You know, we do a lot, right? We do a lot. We'll take your pipes, like you said earlier. We'll take your bathtubs. We'll take your furnace. We'll take all those, the hot water tank. We'll take that. But we ain't taking bricks. You know what I'm saying? We're not taking bricks and put them in so we could protest. We don't need a brick, man. We're going to use our guns or we're using our fists.
Yeah. They're taking another kind of bricks.
Exactly. Right. We're going to take the snow bricks. Right. We ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people are there just to hope. Again, let me clean that up. A lot of our people that is there to watch the march, they're also waiting for the vandalizing to start so they can start looting. That's all it is. Man, I hope somebody go bust this window, man, because I'm going up in there. That's what a lot of us there for. And then another oppression way to look at it. Hey, you know what, man? You going to the march this weekend? Yeah, man, it's gonna be so many females. I'm going there to holler. Man, nobody care, but they don't care about the death. That's why they don't take us serious.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there to really promote peace. You're there to go look at the next girl, to sleep with that girl, and hope something break so you can take and vandalize and loot all day. But let's watch this. Let's see who brings these piles. It says mysterious. See, this is how you know the media is so crafty what they do. Because if it was a black man that did it, they would have had him on straight camera and said, a black man brought piles of bricks discovered for riots. But when it's their people, it's mysterious. Let's continue.
On that disturbing story, he's in our West Coast Bureau tonight, our chief breaking news correspondent, Trace Gallagher. So they're literally staging weapons that they're going to use
All
that
of Esau's.
evening.
They the one did it. They got something to do with it.
Is that how we interpret that? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the belief shot. I mean, you have these piles of bricks and rocks showing up, as you said, near the various protest sites in cities like New York, Kansas City, Dallas, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and none of the sites are near construction areas, leading many to assume the bricks were planted by outside agitators specifically to
Look at a brother like, man, y'all see these bricks over here, man? He letting them know we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's what he pointing at, like, hey, this ain't got nothing to do with us. I ain't put this in our neighborhood. It's the same thing you put the guns and the drugs in our neighborhood.
to stir up trouble. In fact, the New York Police Department says it has evidence
Look at
that
that
anarchist
Esau.
groups were pushing the protest toward violence and vandalism. Federal law enforcement officials say the violence points to far-left groups like Antifa. Others say far-right groups might also be involved. And many of the looters don't need to be supplied with bricks and rocks because...
Look at that. The ones that's breaking it up. Hey, I don't even see a brother breaking it up. Let me rewind that. This is all Esau. Hold on. What? Look at it.
Hey, we standing in the back looking.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know, we ain't stupid, dog. We know this is coming from them. Look at them.
And many of the looters don't need to be supplied with bricks and rocks.
Wait, they go us back there. We walking away like,
yeah. Look at my brother. Oh, pressure makes a wise man mad. You gotta help out too, man. I'm about to destroy my own city with y'all.
It's always one of us.
I was hoping I was gonna be right, man. It ain't a brother wasn't on here, but you can't never be too right when it comes.
Yeah, that's why they make the movies like that, man. Always the brother and the one brother want to be like the Edomite in the movie. He always die.
God.
With this.
God, man. God. All right, two more, man. We done, man. We're gonna make this one quick. Give me Matthew 27, read 11 through 22.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to our big brother.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, starting at verse 11. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And Yahushua said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of Salakia, and when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing.
Right, and the priests and the elders was our people. Right, so our own people is always against one another, have an evil eye towards one another. That's that Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. Right, go ahead.
Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witnessed against thee? And he answered him to Salakia, and he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at the feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would.
Hey, it's the same thing what Trump do. He always do his release. You know what I'm saying? They go ahead and release a prisoner out, whatever. It's always a rapper too.
Yeah, rapper or old drug dealer.
Yep, rapper or a drug dealer, right? It ain't the one that innocently was in there and don't need to be in there. It's always the ratchet nigga. You know what I'm saying? They don't bring out the one that don't deserve to be in there. They bring in the one that had a name for the street to keep havoc going.
Yep.
When they see things start dying down in our neighborhood, it's less crime. They got to put that big criminal back out there so he can stir things back up. That's his job. And that's why he gets out. It's not like he gets out because he did good behavior. Man, they also probably have a sit down in the room and have a conversation like, all right, we need you to get back to work out there. We're going to spare you. We're going to let you go. but I need you to go back out there and stir up the community. I want them to go ahead and get back to a rah-rah community. That's why they bring them back out. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. Now at that feast, the governor was one. No, I read that. Slakia. Verse 16. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas.
Uh-oh, a gangster.
Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahawashah, which is called Hamashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man?
You got even the other nations understand that our people so gone. They looking like he ain't got this man is innocent, right? Go ahead.
For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him.
Right. The most high, he also works in the enemy too to perform his acts.
Okay.
All right. That's why he said I created the good and the evil. Right. That's the good people and the bad people. And he can use either one to get his point across. Go ahead.
But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahawashah.
Look at that. We want OG, man. My man, hey, man, I want him back out, man. I miss him, man. Man, forget this lame. He a lame, man. You talking about he the son of God. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? This is because we are so oppressed that we don't understand what's good and evil, right? We understand that what's evil brings more flavor to us. Instead of being righteous, that brings the flavor lasts longer. Right, so you can have that flavor if you want, but that flavor is only for a minute second and you're wiped away. But when you bring in that righteous flavor, it's an everlasting flavor that you can never get tired of. Right, the living water from the Most High and the waters of the knowledge He's given us, man, you don't want to let that go. Right, man, it's true when you get enough knowledge or even want to crave knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The Most High put you in position where if you want more, like it's way more than silver and gold.
Okay.
You want to keep studying God's word. You want to keep trying to fulfill the message that He's given you. You never want to be content. You want to continue to grow, study, focus, pray. You know, say uplift, gather. This is all the attributes you need to get through this walk. Right? Continue.
The governor answered and said unto them, Whither of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahawashah, which is called Christ? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified.
That's no mercy. You can stop right there. There's no mercy when it comes to our own people. It's straight death. Kill him. It ain't no like, man, don't kill him. I just didn't like what he was saying. And I don't believe it. They like, no, kill him. No mercy. Right? But they got mercy for Barabbas. All right, give me one more. Last chapter. John 15 and 18. That's it. Right? Because there's no love in our community anymore, man. We know how we found love? Through the scriptures. Unconditionally, too. And some of us are still battling to trying to find love in His truth. Because there's still unforgiveness in His truth. All right, 15 and 18.
It's the book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
The world is the Israelites. Your own people is going to hate you. They are the world, right? We know the other nations are who they are. But guess what? Our own enemies is our own people. Because we haven't risen and have the understanding to know that we can stop this by just keeping the commandments. We became too stubborn to believe that it's another way of loving, because they believe that you read this Bible and you believe in it, you are soft. So a lot of times people, they really may want to be in this truth, but what's holding them back is their own group of people, because you're not gangster enough, right? You ain't that G like you used to be. So since you turned to that, you became a lame. So now they hate you. So they hated Christ because Christ was telling them the way and the truth. They hated that. He didn't acknowledge of their wickedness. See, in order to be loved, you have to acknowledge others' wickedness. But to be hated, you have to hate their wickedness and acknowledge the truth and the love of God to be hated. So right there, oppression makes a wise man mad. And this is what's wrong with our community, because the hate of oppression has destroyed, and it's the gift of hate that's killing us all. And I land there.
Hey, all praises, man, to why blessing. To why blessing, man. All praise to the Most High. Before we get out of here, just gotta share that. Just gotta share it again. Gonna share it every week leading up to. All right. So for those that will be in the Detroit area or that live here, right? For our, fellow Israelite camps, right? Of course, we will allow others there, but just know you got to come in the right spirit, or you will be asked to leave, right? So we're having a fun day, fundraiser, right? It's mainly, for our children, to show our children a good time, to continue to let them know that, it's more to it, right? It's more to it than just reading scriptures every single day. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you always got to pour into them, right? Children, yeah, could they learn scriptures? Yes, they can, right? But if we show them also a good time, because we have a good time as adults, right? The children might sit back on the feast day like, hey, where I fit in at? You know what I'm saying? So this is, we got to show them, right? And each and every week, we got to take time out, sisters, they had the children, teaching them, whether it be 10 commandments, so on and so forth, right? It's a whole entire body. These children, they're our future. We got to remember who walked into the kingdom the first time, right? It was the children, right? All the adults, the Most High had to get rid of them, right? Outside of Caleb and Joshua, hey, Most High got rid of them. Why? Because they stuck in their ways, right? So we got to make sure we pour into our children each and every day, right? And when we get the chance to, hey, show your child a good time, man. Show them a good time. And that way, when they get old, like the scriptures say, train them while they're young. When they get old, they won't depart. So we definitely have this going on, right? It's $15 per household, $10 per single person, right? Or just, if you want to throw a donation or whatever, whatever your heart's desire to give, whatever you're able to, we definitely appreciate that thing. And again, we just definitely want to, have a good time. So all praise to the Most High. For the lesson, you can go ahead and have the last word.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. All praise to the Most High, man. Just want to shout out to all the brothers in LOY. I can't name them all, but all the brothers, man. And the sisters too. We definitely appreciate the taking the time that the Most High put all of his brothers together to go ahead and work for the Most High, and that's doing videos. Definitely brothers and sisters that's in the camp. We got Sunday classes that's going to be coming up. Lord willing, got the brother Elder Karab. He brings out a class. Then we also Mondays. It's going to start going live here and there. On Mondays is going to be class for the sisters class with myself, Brother Ara, Brother Palal. Sometimes Brother DeBach steps in, come in and also. So we trying to have everything going and polished so we can keep content in there. Also, you got Wednesdays, we may in Zoom, Brother Elder Zahab, he done a lesson last week. Check that lesson out. Very good lesson. Also, you got us on Thursday. You got the Brother Micah Allah in Colorado. Check out his lessons. When he bring out a lesson, check him out. Like, subscribe to it and everything. And then you got us on Friday, and then you got Priest tomorrow, Lord willing. So otherwise is building and we're growing, we're moving. Hey, continue everybody, man, because we are not here just to be sitting around. We're here to get that word out so we can get out of here. As long as we all do this together, the faster we get out of here, y'all. So just keep it in mind. And sisters, thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for just listening when the time you get a chance. We hope that we uplifting y'all sisters in our camp and outside in the world, right? Because that's what it's about. We are trying to feed the people. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else, man. I appreciate the Most High, and that's it, brother.
All right, Khan. All praises. Well, Shah Shabbat family. Enjoy your Sabbath day, right? Get rest if you're getting rest. Hit them street corners if you're hitting them street corners, right? And push that word, man. All praises to Yahweh, right? And hey, that's it. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Spacious air, reflecting the way of life under the Florida sky. Even the lobbies funnel in the great outdoors.
Chosen. I was set apart for God's use. Chosen. I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image. Chosen. They say the chain of Shaitan is not that strong. They say his time is running out, he ain't got that long. They say murder, murder, kill, this is not that song. Said I won't amount to nothing, they got that wrong. Cause I was set apart and I was shown the light. And if I get the kingdom, I'll be clothed in white. 1/3 will be delivered and the rest were blinded. Their fate is set in stone, what you ain't read the fine print? Christ is gonna give a crown to us. In the end we'll have the nations bowing down to us, with their faces to the ground to us. It's the truth, as crazy as it sounds to us. Jacob forever rules, and we're his precious jewels. Showed us love and patience, put us above the nations. And that's the gospel, thank God for choosing me. Bad news for you, is really good news for me. I was set apart for God's use. Chosen. I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Let me tell you why. We have a different kind of shine, a different kind of mind. The rhythm's not the same, we're on a different type of time. With a different kind of pace, a different kind of race. The season's not the same, we have a different kind of taste. A different kind of salt, we are so not them. Got my sword and my shield, man, I'm so locked in. And when I came to serve Yahweh, put my whole heart in. So I can't sit calm, I'm no Martin. And that's a reach, y'all, chosen to teach y'all. Every Sabbath you can find us in the streets, y'all. Dear Ya Allah, my nickname is Priest, y'all. In the gym, they say that I'm a beast, y'all. Set apart, the nations all hating me. Set a trap, they lying in wait for me. Chris Paul, they don't wanna play with me. But if you love me, I'm asking that you pray with me. Cause
I was set apart for God's use. Chosen. I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Chosen. And thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people, chosen above all people that's on the face of the earth. That's Deuteronomy 7:6. That's you, black and Latin man. Chosen. That's you, black and Latin woman. Yeah. And we the chosen. Chosen.